We're going to conclude the series by talking about marriage. That seems appropriate, doesn't it? I want us to look at this proverb as a foundational verse and a springboard for our lesson today. Proverbs 18:22 says, "Find a good spouse, you find a good life." Ain't that the truth? Find a good spouse, you find a good life. Now, marriage is a journey. But what goes wrong? Where do the wheels fall off? What causes divorce? I think one reason that marriages don't make it is because of unresolved issues. Unresolved issues. And then there's unrealistic expectations. You know, a young couple gets married, they're all starry-eyed, and they're thinking they're going to live on Fantasy Island, and it turns out to be Gilligan's Island. You young kids will have to Google that. But we do. Then there's underestimated differences. You've heard that opposites attract. Well, that's true. But often after the wedding, opposites tend to also attack. And what used to be fascinating about the one you married is now frustrating. What used to be cute is now annoying to you. Let me say one more thing. I think marriages also suffer because of unforgiven mistakes. And this is a big one. One thing that you can count on in marriage is conflict. I'm going to get down to the nitty-gritty and give you some handles for husbands and wives and how you can experience renewal in your marriage. Both of you have responsibility in this, okay? Let me talk to the husbands first, okay? That's how we go when we're doing a marriage ceremony. I always ask the man first. I'm always asking the man to take the lead in this. So husbands, number one, give your wife the love that she deserves. Give her the love that she deserves. If you'll do that, renewal will come to your relationship. Ephesians 5:25 says, husbands, very directed, husbands, love your wives. How? Just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Number two, give your wife the respect that she deserves. Give her the respect that she deserves. Now, I'm not going to go Aretha Franklin on you, but your wife needs a little R-E-S-P-E-C-T. 1 Peter 3:7 says this, in the same way, you husbands must live with your wives with the proper understanding that they are more delicate than you. Treat them with respect. Let that sink in, gentlemen. Treat your wife with respect, because they will also receive together with you God's gift of life. Do this so that nothing will interfere with your prayers. You see, God is so serious about men, you respecting your wife, that he says, look, if you disrespect your wife, I just might not answer your prayers. I just may turn a deaf ear. That's how important respecting your wife really is. Third, give your wife the attention that she deserves. Give her the attention that she deserves. Proverbs 5:15, be faithful to your own wife and give your love to her alone. And now, a word to the wives, and here's the PG warning, okay? I don't intend to be too explicit, but I just felt like I needed to give you a heads up, okay? First of all, give your husband the affection that he needs. Look at this verse, though, in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and this is from the Message. I love the wording of this from that translation, that paraphrase. It's good for a man to have a wife, and all the husbands said amen, and for a woman to have a husband. Ladies, say amen, okay? Sexual drives are strong, but marriage, watch this, but marriage is strong enough to contain them and provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world of sexual disorder. Let me put it to you this way, and I'm talking to both of you. If you don't create a magnet inside your home, Satan will create a magnet outside your home. And the writer goes on to say the marriage bed must be a place of mutuality. Get that. The husband seeking to satisfy his wife and the wife seeking to satisfy her husband. Watch this. Marriage is not a place to stand up for your rights. Marriage is a decision to serve the other, whether in bed or out. So, don't deprive one another of the affection, of the intimacy that your marriage needs. Number 2, give your husband the space that he needs. Give your husband the space he needs. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2. This is a great verse for all of us. Be humble and gentle. That'll help your relationship. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of what? Because of your love. When you love somebody, you're going to be patient with them. You're going to be understanding. Number 3, give your husband the encouragement that he needs. Give your husband the encouragement that he needs. We don't like to admit to this, but we men are a little more fragile than we tend to let on. And so, wives, be your husband's biggest fan, okay? Be his biggest fan. 1 Corinthians 13:7 says, if you love someone, you will be loyal to him no matter what the cost. You will always believe in him. Always expect the best of him. And always stand your ground in defending him. I know some of you are thinking about giving up and quitting on your marriage, but instead of quitting, let me encourage you to dig a little deeper, to work a little harder, to make the sacrifice, to make the commitment. You may be saying, oh, Pastor, I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm done with all the fussing and the fighting. I just don't feel like it anymore. Well, my advice is do it anyway. Keep going. It's the right thing to do. You know, the things that get done in life are done by people who don't feel like doing it, but they do it anyway. Feelings always follow action. And if you'll start acting nicer, you'll start feeling nicer. If you'll start acting loved, I promise you, you'll start feeling loved.